Hello, friend, Jim here with JB's Big Adventure, coming to you from Lake Chapala, Mexico. And today we are actually in Ajijic. And I know that this gentleman is, we've been trying to get together for some time. This is Michael Eager. And Michael, thank you so much for taking a moment to be with us today. Appreciate that. And Michael is actually the owner of La Nueva Posada. Okay, I said 10 times.
But really, my job description, I could be called, I'm the gopher.
The gopher, okay. So you go for stuff?
Yeah, that's it, yeah. That's me.
And so this is actually, Barbara and I, when we came here our first time and saw this, we were absolutely blown away. It's so beautiful here and right up against the lake.
Thank you. Yep.
And so, Michael, starting out, share with our viewing audience some history about how it came about.
Perfect. Well, my mom and dad originally came down. We're originally from Canada. And they came down in 1974 to spend a second honeymoon here. And they discovered this little village. And my mom and dad fell in love with it. And they stayed in a small inn, which is just down the lake, called the Old Posada. And my dad could see this tremendous opportunity. And he tried to talk to the owners of the property, but to no avail. Nobody would talk to him. So he left his card and he said, if this place ever comes available, let me know.
Yeah.
So 7-8 months later, he got at that time in 1974, he got a telegram. Come to Mexico. The Posada Ajijic is available for rent. And my dad should have hopped on a plane to see what he was going to get, but he didn't. Sold the family home and sold the heirlooms, and my brother and my sister came down. I was in university, and went on this like National Lampoon road trip, and finally ended up making it to Ajijic, and only to find when they arrived at the property, the doors were all closed. Everything was all sealed up with these stamps that said clausurado, which means bankrupt. So it took my dad 3 months, my mom and dad, 3 months to get access into the property. By that time, it was just trashed. There was nothing left between the staff and whoever the lady who had it before owed money to. They had stripped the building.
Oh, wow.
So it was a tragic event for my family, but we persevered. And my mom and dad finally got access to the property and started fixing up room by room. And then when they finally were able to open the restaurant, they sold sandwich, like a soup of the day and a sandwich of the day. And they had a bottle of gin, a bottle of rum, a bottle of vodka, a bottle of tequila, and a case of beer. And that was it. And that's how we got started. And it's just growing and growing and growing. And we got to the point where after being there for 15 years, and we had a tremendous success there, that the children who inherited the property from the little old lady who rented to us, they wanted to give us a heave-ho and wanted to take over the business. So that's when we saw the writing on the wall. And by that time, I already bought this property here. And so we started on a small scale building. And it took us 5 years to get the first part of what is called, that's why it's called La Nueva Posada. Nueva means new. So this is called the New Inn. And from there, we've never looked back. You know?
Wow.
And we're still here. We've had up and down cycles because being in business in Mexico and being expats, it's like being on a roller coaster ride.
Right.
But we've survived.
Well, it's an absolute gorgeous place.
Well, thank you very much.
And being here right on the lake is such a huge blessing also in regards to, and the greenery and the way that you've actually put the plants and the trees and everything in here have been really, really nice in the way that you did that. And I know that you guys are always filled. I mean, to get reservations isn't always easy to do.
No, most of the time because we only have 19 rooms and 10 villas. So our occupancy rate is quite high, even though it's a competitive market with all of the Airbnbs and weekend rentals. But we're still able to hold our own, and COVID also has changed the whole format on the way we do business.
Right.
And so we've still been able to survive even with the downturn and newcomers. But now it's picking up, thank God.
Wow. So, share, why would somebody want to come and stay here?
The number one reason, I think, because our village is special. we have just become recognized as what they call a pueblo mágico. And the magic, the Pueblo Mágico means magic city. And people ask me, well, what's the magic? And I said, the magic, I'm a perfect example, my family, my mom, my dad, myself. We leave our home countries, we come to a new country, we didn't speak the language, we didn't understand the customs. And the fact that we're still here after 45 years, that's
Wow.
magic. And
Wow.
and I see it repeat time and time again of newcomers who come down and they say, this is a place I want to spend the rest of my life.
Right, right.
Which is really unique and very special. And that's why we can consider this a magic community. The local people, the local Mexicans, they make us feel, as an expat, I feel so much more at home here than if I ever go back to Canada. I mean, I do when I walk down the street, I do the test. I say hello to everybody. Invariably, most of the people, they look down and they look the other way and they think, well, who's this crazy guy?
Yeah.
And whereas here in this village anyways, family is everything.
Right.
And that's the magic. And I think that's the attraction that so many of us find that and discover that. And then the fact that in this village, they practice so many traditions that they've practiced for hundreds of years now. And it's entrenched in the local people. And I feel part of that. And I try and instill in a lot of our guests who come here and stay to get involved.
Right. Right.
Go up to the plaza and get involved, or go to the bullfights, or do this or do that. But what we have here is unique and special.
Well, and I can definitely, Barbara and I recognize that very much, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted to reach out to you and just let you know that I really wanted to get together.
Church came here too for lunch.
Yes. Yeah.
And so let's talk about, you've got the rooms, you've got a pool, a really pretty pool that you've got here. And those, when you're watching, you'll be able to see a lot of the different great areas that are here at the hotel. And the guests can expect to not only have a great place to stay, there are rooms that have a wonderful view.
Yes.
And also, free breakfast is included.
Yes.
with
Yeah.
it.
So it's a full American style breakfast. Eggs anyway, like at hotcakes, French toast, the Mexican specialties, chilaquiles. So we have a very ample menu, and so it's not a continental breakfast. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so I would say that some of the other things that you're actually going to see when you come here and stay is you're going to realize that you're in paradise. And that's part of what our channel talks about is living in paradise, retiring in Mexico.
Yes. And
this is a great example of what that is like.
Yeah. And you know, we have all of the creature comforts in our community. Like here at the hotel, we have all of the modern service: instant hot water, satellite TV, phones in the room, wireless internet. Now we have fiber optics all basically throughout the whole village, and it's affordable. You know, for the average retiree, and I think that's one of the big attractions for people coming to Lakeside.
Right, and that really is a great point to make too. Yeah. And is there, in closing this out in regards to our sharing, is there anything that you would like to share also along with our viewers?
The biggest attraction, in my opinion, for anybody to come to our area are our local people. I mean, when I refer to local people, I mean to the local Mexican people. They make us foreigners feel so at home. They're friendly, they're helpful, they're gracious, they're polite, they're respectful. And I think, you know, now as Americans and Canadian tourists, as we're aging, and we want to go to a place where we feel pampered.
Right.
And that's what we do here. And I think that's one of the big attractions for, number one, people to come trip one, then they come back 6 months later or a year later, and they come back again and again and again, and then eventually they come down and they may rent or they may buy.
Right.
And this is where so many people now want to spend the rest of their lives.
Right.
And but to me, the biggest attraction besides the weather, and besides its eternal spring-like weather, and the affordability, it's the local people make me, anyways,
Right.
feel so at home.
And that really is so true.
Yes.
That's one of the things that we really noticed about, because being that we moved here from Albuquerque, Nueva Mexico,
Right.
and we just got back from being there just a few days ago, and this is just so much different here.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yep.
The people that you're around, the service, people that care, really is here.
It's refreshing.
It is.
And I think that's one of the big attractions. And a lot of our retirees who come down and move here, they don't want to go back.
Right.
They want to stay
Right.
here. As long as they're healthy,
Right.
they will stay here. And many people, that's where they say, this is where I want to stay, this is where I want to pass away. And
Right.
but
Right.
it's a unique and special place to live.
Well, and you heard it from someone who's an expat that's been living here for a few years.
Yeah, 45.
45 years.
Yeah.
That's talking from experience.
Yes. Yeah.
So I hope this video has been of help to you in regards to another great place to stay here at Lake Chapala. And friend, if you haven't already, I'd like to encourage you to go ahead and subscribe to our channel. It's a great community, and I know you want to be a part of it. All you got to do is go to the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. There's a little red box. Tap on it, you're subscribed, and you'll know when our next video comes out. Also, give us a thumbs up. What that does lets other people know it's a great video about retiring to Lake Chapala. Stop by and say hi, ask a question, leave a comment, and also make sure you hit the bell, because that way you'll be immediately notified when our next video, in fact, does come out. So with that, again, Michael, thank you so much for inviting and having us here.
No problem.
Really appreciate it. And as always, you have an awesome day, and we'll see you on the next video.
Thank you.